This is Prabha Verma here with my next video on conversion of tables. I've already done a video on conversion of a regular table to a less than type table and from a less than table to a regular table. Today I'm going to discuss the conversion of a regular table to a more than type table and a more than type table to a regular table. Now, as in my previous video I told you, this kind of a table where you're given proper class intervals like 0 to 10, 10 to 20 and so on and so forth, and you're given the frequencies is called a regular table. That means you're given normal class intervals and you're given the frequencies. Till now, you have been finding out mean, median and mode using this regular table only. That means whether it was a question of mean, it was a question of median, or it was a question of mode, you were in all the three cases given this kind of a regular table. But it is not necessary that every time you are given a regular table to calculate the mean, median or mode. You could be given a less than type of a table or you could be given a more than type of a table. In either of the cases, you will have to convert these tables into this kind of a regular kind of a table, and only after that you will be able to calculate the mean, median or the mode. Secondly, the question is, why do I require a less than type of a table and a more than type of a table? In my coming videos, I will be teaching you how to plot the CF curve, that is the cumulative frequency curve. And to plot those curves, you will be requiring the less than type and the more than type of the tables. And most importantly, as I mentioned earlier also, you get the conversions of tables in your board exams for 3/2 marks. That means you might be given a regular table in the board exam and you would be asked to convert it into a more than type of table, or vice versa, or you would be given a regular table and asked to convert it into a less than type of table and vice versa. Either of the cases, just the simple conversion of tables would give you 2/3 marks. So from the board exam point of view also, these conversions of tables are very important and they require a lot of practice, as these four tables are a bit confusing and at times a bit difficult to remember. So the more you practice these tables, the more you will remember the conversions of these tables. So coming on to my first conversion of today, that is a regular table to a more than type of a table. You'll be given a regular table with proper class intervals. Here I've written number of students, that is the frequency. I have totaled the frequency and found it out as 80. Now to make it into a more than type of a table, whenever you have to write the more than class intervals, you will always use the lower limits. For more than, it is the lower limit. So the first lower limit is 0, so it becomes greater than or equal to 0. The next lower limit is 10, so it becomes greater than or equal to 10, and so on and so forth. So that means every time I'm using the lower limit of the regular class interval to write the class intervals of my more than table. Next, coming to the column of number of students of a more than table, what do? I take this total of frequencies and this becomes the first value over here. Then I start subtracting these subsequent frequencies from the previous total. So my first total was 80. Then I did 80 minus 3 gave me 77. Then 77 minus 5 gave me 72. Then the 72 minus 7 gave me 65. The 65 minus 10 gave me 55. 55 minus 12 gave me 43. 43 minus 15 made it 28. 28 minus 12 gave 16. 16 minus 6 gave me 10. And 10 minus 2 gave me 8, which was already the last value over here. So this is how I convert a regular table into a more than type of a table, and you will have to actually practice it properly to get it correctly in the exam. Coming to my next conversion, that is of a more than type table to a regular table. Now over here, I have given you the class intervals in the more than type form. It is greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 20, and till I have got greater than or equal to 120. I've given you the number of students. It is in the decreasing order of the values. Now when I convert it into a regular table, you will observe over here that the difference from one class interval to the next is 20. That means my class size or the width of the class interval is 20. So my first class interval becomes 0 to 20. Then next becomes 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, 100 to 120, and 120 to 140. Now, how to find the number of students in this case when you're moving from a more than type of a table to a regular table? What I do is I start subtracting the above value minus the lower value. So it is 120 minus 108 gives me 12. 108 minus 90 gives me 18. 90 minus 75 gives me 25. 75 minus 50 gives me 25. Then 50 minus 24 gives me 26. 24 minus 9 gives me 15, and the last one, 91, is carried as it is. Is that clear? That means here I'm subtracting the upper value minus the lower value. And after this, whatever is asked in the question, if you're asked to find the mean, suppose by the assume mean method, after converting it to a regular table, you will write the required columns for assume mean method and you'll calculate your mean accordingly. If you're asked to find the the median, you will make the column for CF and then find the median and so on and so forth. So depending upon what is asked in the question, you will have to convert these tables and do the questions further. Thank you.